Los Angeles, Aquaman easily retained its reign in North America for the second weekend in a row, dominating box office charts with $51.5 million from 4,125 locations. That marks a decline of just 24% from its opening weekend of $72 million and brings the DC superhero tentpole past $188 million in the States. Since it's a busy time of year for moviegoing, Aquaman will likely cross $200 million by New Year's and could become Warner Bros.' biggest film of 2018. Overseas, the movie, directed by James Wan and starring Jason Momoa, has surpassed $560 million. There was enough holiday cheer at multiplexes to spread the wealth. Disney's Mary Poppins Returns held the number 2 spot with $28 million, a solid uptick of 28% to take ticket sales just shy of $100 million. Globally, the musical has amassed $173 million. Paramount's Bumblebee landed in third place again, picking up $21 million from 3,550 venues, a small 3% drop. The Transformers origin story with Haley Steinfeld has made $67 million through Sunday. Meanwhile, a pair of Christmas Day releases, Vincent Holmes and Watson, are neck and neck for 6th place. The former, Adam McKay's Dick Cheney biopic, generated $7.8 million for a domestic haul of $17.7 million. That's a middling result for a movie that cost Annapurna $60 million to produce before accounting for marketing costs. The latter, Holmes and Watson, a comedy starring Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, brought in $7.3 million during the 3-day stretch and $19.8 million since Tuesday. The good news, for the comedy at least, is its Rotten Tomatoes score has jumped from 0% to 9%. The bad news is Columbia Pictures shelled out $42 million to make the absurd take on Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. Not falling far behind is STX and Jennifer Lopez's second act. The romantic comedy saw a gain this weekend, up 11% with $7.2 million for a domestic hum of $21.7 million. DreamWorks and Universal's Welcome to Marwen continues to have a bleak holiday, dropping to number 14 with $2.23 million in its second outing. Robert Zemeckis directed the drama starring Steve Carell as a man who attempts to overcome his PTSD. It's made just $7.7 million, branding it as one of this year's biggest flops. The movie, based on the 2010 documentary Marwencol, carries a $40 million price tag and stands to lose the studio over $45 million when marketing and distribution costs are considered. A number of holdovers rounded out the top 5. Sony's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse nabbed 4th place, amassing $18 million in its 3rd week of release. The latest big-screen adaptation of Marvel's web-slinging hero, which has received high praise from critics and fans alike, just crossed the $100 million. 5th place went to Warner Bros. The Mule with $11.7 million from 2,787 theaters for a domestic tally of $60 million. Clint Eastwood directed and starred in the drama, which saw a 24% hike this weekend. At the specialty box office, participant media's On the Basis of Sex pocketed $690,000 from 33 screens. Felicity Jones portrays a young Ruth Bader Ginsburg in the biopic, which launched on Christmas Day and has since made $1.5 million. It secured the best screen average of the weekend with $20,877 per venue. The studio plans to expand to 100 theaters next weekend. Audiences across the country truly love the movie. Exit polls are in the mid-90s, clearly showing the film's sheer entertainment power, said Lisa Bunnell, Focus Features president of distribution. As a woman heading up a studio's distribution team, a part of our industry that has traditionally been filled by men for decades, I can't help but watch this film and know that Ruth's work helped make that possible. Annapurna and Nicole Kidman's Destroyer also debuted on Christmas Day and took in $58,472 from 3 locations for a domestic total of $116,000. It scored the second biggest screen average of the weekend with $19,491. Elsewhere, Sony Pictures' classic Stan and Ollie, a biographical drama about comedic duo Stan Laurel and Ollie Hardy, brought in $79,674 million from 5 screens for an average of $15,935. A handful of awards hopefuls got a boost over the holiday frame. Annapurna's If Beale Street Could Talk earned $759,579 when it added 60 locations. Barry Jenkins wrote and directed the film based on James Baldwin's book, and it's made $1.9 million in its platform release. Focus Features' Mary Queen of Scots also saw an increase in ticket sales with $2.6 million from 841 theaters in its 4th outing for a North American haul of $9 million. Another royal costumed drama, The Favourite, brought in $2.4 million from 809 locations. Yorgos Lanthimos directed the Fox Searchlight film starring Olivia Colman, Emma Stone, and Rachel Weisz. It just crossed $15 million at the domestic box office. Revenues in North America dropped 5.2% compared to the same weekend in 2017, according to ComScore, though that's because last year benefited from the release of Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Even so, the domestic market is up almost 7% from last year and over 4% from 2016's record bounty. As of this weekend, ticket sales have surpassed 11.